was not ready, and boy was it not ready. It has been 20 minutes since we've accepted that order. Everybody, today is Tuesday, July 9th. It's 7:49 a.m. and we are on our way to Vons to do a little shopping. We're gonna get $12.08 and we're gonna be shopping for 10 items. Let's get on over there. Got to mention the temperature. It's currently 98 degrees at 7:53 a.m. I know you guys like to know how hot it is here in Vegas because it gets ungodly hot here. Having a problem this morning where a circuit breaker tripped in the garage and the power went out in two of the bathrooms. So I was like, what's going on? Why is this happening? And I tried to reset the circuit breaker and it just tripped back off again. And I thought first something like high voltage was going on in one of the bathrooms or something, but no, that wasn't it. It turned out that I guess there was some there's some plugs in the backyard, and one of the family members was spraying the hose cleaning the patio, and I guess they got the plugs, the outlet wet, and so because the outlet got wet, it triggered the circuit breaker because for a safety reason, so people don't get electrocuted. It detected moisture on the plugs that were plugged into the backyard outlet. And so that was causing the circuit breaker to trip, which turned off the bathroom lights and everything. So I guess they're all in the same circuit. So finally figured that out. That had been going on for a while. We couldn't figure out what was causing it. I thought it was something, either the plug was defective or it was some type of appliance that was high voltage that was causing it. But no, it was moisture. So now I know in the future, if that circuit breaker trips, to immediately go back there and make sure that everything in the backyard on that plug is unplugged if it's wet, and then that should do it. So anyway, we're almost at the Vons. Okay, ladies and germs, we are pulling into Vons. Let's see here. What are we shopping for? What is this first thing? Foster Farm shredded chicken breast with rib meat, oven roasted. I don't recognize that product at all. 2 packages of frozen vegetables. What is that? Some lemonade that comes in cans. That's different. Kool-Aid. 2 different kinds of juice, and that's it. All right, let's do it. had a hard time finding the broccoli florets. They wanted the bird's eye, and so they didn't have it. And then I thought they didn't have any substitutes, so I was really bummed out. I was like, oh, they don't have any substitutes on their list. But there was a button that just said can't find item, and then it finally got me to a menu where they had approved customer substitution. So I was able to get a good substitute for them, so that worked out just fine. And yeah, so now we're just moving along. We're headed off to a house just 3 minutes from here, 1.3 miles, and it's just a leave at the door, so we're on our way. I'm testing out this strategy for today only because yesterday I was doing the strategy late in the afternoon after I had already finished uploading my video, just for fun. And I had gotten some really good offers that pretty much doubled the amount of money that I made that morning. And so my thought was, well, if I have that same strategy all day, and if I just get 2 good offers, or 2 to 3 good offers in the morning, and then at least 2 to 3 offers late in the day, I could potentially make more money and have to put less miles on the car, and of course have to make, fulfill less orders, which would mean less work, which of course I like that. And so that's why I decided I would try it and see how it goes. I know it's not always going to work, because there's going to be days where it's just too slow and impossible for something like that to happen. But since it worked yesterday, I'm like, well, let me see what happens today, because I got nothing to lose. Well, let's see, it's going to be coming up here on the right. I think it might be the house at the very end. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be this house at the very end. Just angle myself here. All right, I'm going to head on over there and get them delivered. Well, it looks like it's keeping pretty busy here, but everything that's popping up so far has either been too low, or if the numbers have been right, it's taking me to north of Sunset Boulevard, which I don't go to anymore. So far nothing. Well, garbage. Yeah, so far everything hasn't been so rosy. The lady was kind of strange at the place I just dropped off at. I don't know why, but I told her thank you. I said thank you, and then she said thank you, and then she grumbled under her breath, "You're welcome." I'm like, why would you grumble under your breath, "You're welcome"? I'm like, thank you. She's like, thank you. "You're welcome." That's just welcome. I have no idea. Maybe it was just a subliminal thing. Like, in her mind, she thought maybe after I said thank you, she was supposed to say "you're welcome," and maybe that's what her mind was telling her. Like, maybe the response should have been "you're welcome," since Now, if she would have said thank you first, I would have said you're welcome. But since I was the first person to say thank you. The rules of etiquette can sometimes get a little twisted. So, well, it looks like it's all quieted down now. So I'm cruising on back to home base. Man, it's getting so hot now. I had to put my sun shield up. Ooh. I think as the summer goes on, your body starts to feel like it's overheating. Like, you know, the day after day of 110 degree plus temperatures, it starts to make everything feel hot, and you almost like you can't cool down. It's like the ground is like boiling, all the walls around you are boiling, and then the sun is like a laser beam coming through the window. I'm just gotta have this little sunscreen thing I can put up to at least create the tinting effect that I need when the sun is rising and it's shooting right through the glass. So it works out really good. When I first got it, I didn't know how to work it. I was like, how do you fold this thing? Because, you know, it's like a large rectangle. Uber Eats, $14.07 to shop at Target, but way over on Stephanie. No, that's not $2 for every mile though. No. The money was high. I was like, oh, the money's high. $3.32, 8.5 miles. No. $8.02 for 21 miles. No. Yeah, when I first got this sun shield, I didn't know how to work it. Because it collapses and folds up into a tiny compact size when you first buy it. And then when you unfurl it, it just shoots open to this giant size. And then after I wanted to collapse it again to the really small size, I couldn't figure out how to do it. And it turns out you just have to twist it. You have to do this weird maneuver to it that you twist it and then it shrinks back to the tiny size. When I first got it, I tried to fold it like you're folding a towel, and it's like, well, that's not going to work because it has like a wire frame around it. So it took me a while, but I finally got there. Uh-oh, something's wrong up here. I got to get over. $8.06, 10.5 miles. No, they're doing something up here, up ahead. It looks like it's an emergency vehicle, and they put a bunch of cones. Maybe there was a car accident or something. Let's see, the police are there. Yeah, there's a landscaper there and a car. Yeah, they crashed into each other. The landscaping truck and a regular car crashed into each other, and they had to stop, and it was a mess. Well, I'll just let you know when something comes in, because it looks like I'm just going to make it back home since my criteria is so high. So I guess the next time you'll see me, I'll be telling you about the next offer. Somebody just asked me a question about the cost of permits or fees that I have to pay to do Uber Eats in Vegas. So every year you have to pay a local city permit fee, and I think that's like $15. I think the initially when you first start it, it's like $50, I think. Or $25, I think, or something like that. And then it's only $15 or something, I think, every year. And let's see, Uber Eats $5, 5.4 miles. No. And then when you do Uber, when you do Uber and Uber Eats, you're supposed to get a business license. But I don't believe that neither DoorDash nor Uber, if you're just doing Uber Eats, requires the permit. The permit's like $300 a year. But if you do Uber, if you drive people around, they actually require you to submit proof of your business license being filed. So I don't know what the official rules are for Uber Eats and DoorDash as far as the state is concerned. But I do know the apps don't require you to submit any type of documentation for any real permits, now that I think about it, because DoorDash never asked for anything, and Uber Eats I don't believe would either if you're just doing Uber Eats. The permits start to come into play when you drive people around. Then they get permit happy, and there's two different permits that you have to get. One for the state, 300, and one for the county, which is somewhere between 15 and 25, I believe. So that's it. The time is currently 9:40 a.m. It's 103 degrees, and we got a trip radar. I didn't get a screen capture of it. It's about, I think it's like $12.48 for, I want to say 4.4 miles, and we have to shop for 11 items. So we're headed on now to Albertsons. Let's go in and get it done. I think that so far the strategy for today is working in terms of just being able to stay at home. That part of the strategy, I think, is working. I've been at home a long time. I got to watch my usual TikTok shows, and I watched someone suggested a new YouTube channel to check out called I think it was called Roy Deliveries. I think it was called Roy Special Deliveries. I can't remember. Something with Roy in it. Roy Delivers, but it's a puppet and it's new, and it was cute. I don't know if I would watch it all the time. I'm not sure about using copyright music that has copyrights, but it was funny. I mean, it was funny at first. I was like, well, it's funny that the puppet is doing the DoorDash driving and delivering and all that stuff. So it was fun to watch. I don't know if it's something that I would watch all the time or not, because I don't know if I felt like I was invested in this character. I was just watching like, oh, okay, it's a cute little puppet, and he's talking, and he's like doing the DoorDash. He's doing the DoorDashing, so whatever. So someone on my channel suggested I watch it, so I was checking that out. So yeah, so I'm just having a lot of leisure time, just watching and enjoying. I think the real crunch time for me is going to be after 2 o'clock, when I stop delivering and it comes time to put the video together, because normally I start putting the video together at around 11 a.m. and then it's out of the way. So I don't know how much energy I'm gonna have at around 2 o'clock when I have to put the video together, and then then space it out to have time to do all the other things that I have to do for the day. So it's gonna be kind of tricky, but we'll see what happens. All right, while we're cruising along, we might as well take a look and see what we're shopping for. Hopefully there's no heavy items in here or anything hard to find. First thing I see is a ready meal California style avocado chicken salad. So that I don't think is going to be hard to find. And then there's some kind of, this is all like in the deli section. So like a sandwich. And then, what is this? Like a parfait. Uh-oh, traffic is backing up over here. Make room for me. Beep, beep. I gotta get in here. And then I can't believe it's not butter. What's that? And then a parfait. English muffins. Welch's. Fruit snacks. Let's see, make my turn. Ooh, I just made the light. What else? Purina Tidy Cat. Okay, that's going to be heavy. The clumping litter. That's going to be heavy. Eggs. Yogurt. And then the sweet, not too sweet coffee. No, nothing looks that bad. The worst thing I think is the cat litter, and hopefully it's in stock. So, yeah, looks all good. I'm tracking the miles on my odometer, so that way I'll know how many miles this trip is going to be. Because I know that the apps, they don't tell you the total number of miles that you drove total when it comes to looking back to seeing the amount of money that you made and all this other stuff. So I said, oh, I better press the reset on trip B on my odometer just to make sure I get an accurate reading for the miles on this trip. I think the apps normally just tell you the amount of miles you drove from the pickup to the drop off, and that's it. So I want to get a real accurate read on it, because I know that when I saw it in the match, I believe it said 4.4 miles, but you know, I won't know for sure until I finally arrive, because I'm going off of memory. And I should be pretty accurate in my memory, but you know, who knows? You watch, it ends up being like, instead of 4.4, it's actually 44 miles. Oh, that would be a disaster. Well, we got everything except for the, I can't believe it's not butter spray. They didn't have any kind of sprays, and that's all the customer wanted, so we couldn't get it. So that was just the way it went. And now we're headed off to an apartment, and it's going to be 3 minutes from here, 1.4 miles, and I'll have to go in through the secret back way, because this particular apartment is off of a really busy street, and we'd have to go really far to get to that entrance, and we're not going to. We're going to go to the secret entrance that's in the back and wait until somebody opens the gate. So let's head on down. All right, we're coming upon the secret gate, and hopefully somebody comes to let us in. I hope. I'm just going to pull over here and hope somebody comes out. Oh my gosh, that cat litter was so heavy. That's a no. That cat litter, woo! And I went up the wrong stairs. What a mistake that was. Oh man. I thought I was going the right way. I thought, oh, this is the correct way to go. Because, like, let's say the apartment was 112. Well, the apartments downstairs were 111 and 113, but I didn't see a 112 or whatever. Anyway, the number skipped. And I was like, well, it's got to be up there, but it was not. It was on the other set of stairs. So this place is known to be a nightmare. So that's just another example of what a nightmare it is. So I have to remember in the future that no matter what, if I don't see the apartment number downstairs, you know, minus the one digit or whatever, that I know not to go up, that it's not up there. Because that cat litter is heavy. I mean, even though it was the feather weight or whatever, I'm carrying the entire grocery load in my hand, in both arms. 6.2 miles. I don't know if I can get over in time. There's a car coming. Let me see if I can do it. I think I can. Except, here we go. Oh shoot, I didn't check to see if it was, and I didn't take a screenshot of it. Oh, it's on here. Got to look to check to see if it was if it was taking me to the strip or not. I know it was 6 something miles, but it was for $14, so it was a $2 for every mile. So I just don't know. I'm waiting. I'm playing the video now. I want to see if I'm correct about the location. I want to make sure it's not where I think it's going to be. So it's still playing. The video is still playing as I check. And of course I should click on arrived at store, but I can't right now because I want to see if I'm going to the right place or not. And then meanwhile, this darn, oh dear, hold on. Now I got to stop it because I forgot to turn off Uber. Oy, oy, oy. Oh shoot. Oh good, it went away. I almost hit the button. See, now I'm in panic mode. I'm in panic mode, everyone. Hooray, hooray. It's time to panic. But let's not panic. Oy, oy, oy. Exit the app. Arrived at store. Okay. Let me catch my breath. Let me go back to playing this video. Or is it going to start over? I wonder if I can fast forward through it. Can I fast forward through it? 6.2 miles. Okay, it's just taking me into Southern Highlands, and that's fine. All right, let's go get this coffee. Man, oh man, it is so hot. It is ridiculous. 108. It's 108. But it's a nice, cool 108. I swear, after doing that cat litter, I could barely breathe. I was like, my God, I'm running out of breath. I was starting to feel a little bit dizzy. I was like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Call 911. Woo, man. That was something else. And the long walk from the parking lot to get into the coffee shop, oh man. It's just unbelievable how hot it is. Can really feel it. Well, I gotta update my my miles. Whoop, don't let those coffee drinks tip over now. Pay attention. I know you're tired, but don't let those coffee drinks tip over. They put in two wobbly water bottles in with the coffee in like a 4-drink carrier. And whenever I brake, the water bottles move forward and backward, and their momentum could easily make that drink carrier just flip over. So I've really got to watch it on the turns and make sure I don't don't cause any serious problems. Woof, they're doing like a little dance. I should put like a rag inside of the drink holder to stabilize the bottles, so that way they don't do a dance in the there. So they don't do a dance in the drink holder, because that'd be disastrous if they made the coffees fall over. Everything would be for naught. Everything would be a disaster. So it took a long time to get the order, but I didn't really stress about it because, well, one, I didn't have a choice, so what else could I do? And then the other reason was I was just a minute away from the restaurant or the coffee shop, so it's hard to complain when you're just a minute away from the location and it's not ready. So you have to figure you're going to be at least 5 minutes away usually from the restaurant before you pick it up. So I gave them slack. It took about 10 minutes for them to get it to me. Much better than Starbucks. Remember that Starbucks? It took me almost 20 minutes to get that one order from yesterday. So it wasn't too bad. And yeah, now we got a long drive ahead of us to get to the destination, and I believe it's a house, and I don't know if it's a leave at the door or not, but I guess it doesn't matter. So let's just keep on going. Okay, so we're in the beautiful Southern Highlands area, and this is like the nicest part about being in Southern Highlands is that it makes you feel like you're in the, I guess maybe in the Northeast or something, because you know they try to put all these beautiful green trees to make it look nice and cool and spring-like here. I think somehow they were able to genetically modify these trees so that they can survive in really high temperatures. Because it's my thermostat says it's right now it's 106 degrees, so it's very hot. Yet somehow these trees still manage to not die in this heat. Somehow they've adapted them to this climate. So maybe it's maybe they're like a cross breed between like a maple and a cactus. Something like that. Some type of hybrid, obviously. For it to stay so green, obviously some kind of scientific breakthrough or something. And so this delivery is gonna be handed to me. So I gotta make sure to take out those rags that I have stuffed in the drink box, so the presentation doesn't look uninviting. So all right, we're almost there. Look how patriotic they are here. They put up their little red, white, and blue banners for the 4th of July, but I guess they haven't got around to taking them down yet, because, you know, 4th of July is already passed, but I guess they haven't been able to keep up. Oh well, it sort of looks appropriate for this year since it's a primary election season, so maybe it actually still stays appropriate. Maybe they'll keep it up all the way to the end of the year. All right, let's see here. What does this neighborhood look like? Well, look at this pretty weeping willow we're gonna drive under. Whee! Weeping willows. All right, I'll be making a left here at the stop sign, and I still don't know if it's on the left or the right, but I do know it's coming up. I know we're headed in the right direction. Oh, it looks like we're gonna have to make one more turn. And it's gonna be just about all the way to the end of the road, because that's the way it always is. It's always at the end. It's at the furthest end possible. Let me make sure I get the right address. Okay, I got the right address, input it in my brain. It's on the right-hand side. And we still have to go all the way down. Getting closer though, we're getting real close. According to the navigation, although I don't see it. Oh, here it is. We're here. All right, let's go bake in the sun. Hopefully they don't run up to the car door, then we're gonna be in big trouble. Grab this. You're all set. Thank you. Okay, that's all delivered and they came to the door promptly. It's just that she said something about $7 for, we don't care. She said something about she didn't get a text message or something. I was like, I'm like, I don't know anything about you getting a text message. $7.16, 7.1 miles, no. So maybe the app sends her a message when I get close or something. And then I got confused when I got to her door because she had two different doorbells. And I'm like, well, which one do I press? The brand new one or the old one with the Scotch tape on it? So I didn't know which one to press. I pressed the newer one because I'm like, well, maybe that older one's broken, and that's why there's a new bell there. That's all I could deduct from that situation. $6.61. We don't care. Go by. And and then that was it. Then I handed her the stuff, and off I went. And now we're gonna make the long journey back to the home base. And I would say that by the time we get there, we'll probably get another offer, more than likely, because it's a long journey back. It's probably a 20-minute drive back, so it's highly probable based upon the time too, because it's almost lunchtime. It's 11 a.m. now. We've gone beyond the time that I normally work. Now we're into the overtime mode where I work where I don't normally want to work, but I'm just trying out this new strategy because I thought that I would get the same amount of money and less work. But you know what's funny is that my body still feels like it's just as much work as before. It doesn't feel like less work. And as far as the miles on the car, it seems exactly the same number of miles. So I guess the only real difference that's occurred today, if you watch my videos regularly, you'll know that we didn't go to Starbucks. We didn't have to go to Starbucks. And usually every single trip, every video I make, we go to Starbucks. So I guess that's the big difference, but that's not the main difference that I wanted. I wanted it to be where I felt so rested, like, oh yeah, this is no big deal. But right now I'm all covered in sweat. $13.13, 10.2 miles. No, right now my back is all sweaty and I'm hot and I'm tired and I want to turn the app off, but I want to commit to doing my 2 o'clock. So wait a minute, which way do I turn? Oh shoot, where am I? I don't know this area. I am so turned around. I think I just missed my turn. I'm gonna have to make a U-turn. I used to being in this area, and I was so busy gabbing, I went right past the street I should have turned on. At least that's what I think I should have turned on. I'm fairly certain. I gotta make sure I focus and not miss the next one. $5.36, 4.5 miles. No. No, go away. Whew. All right, I'm gonna turn it. All right, we're back facing the road. $6.50. We don't want it. Goodbye. Someone's crossing the street. We don't want to run them over because that would be bad. We don't like to run people over if we can help it. All right, they're crossing the street. Goodbye. I just got to remember where to turn. Where do I turn? Let's see. It's a long way. I put the app back on because I was getting a whole bunch of offers that were pouring in, and now nothing's coming in. Now we got butt kiss. There's nothing coming in. All right, well, I'll just let you know when something comes in. I thought for sure something would have come in by now. About halfway back to home base, and I think using this particular strategy, you do drive more miles because you're less likely to get anything headed back to your starting point. So if you're doing $2 for every mile, ultimately you're getting $1 for every mile because you're going all the way back to square one, back to your starting spot, and that's the other $1. It's $1 per mile to get to the drop-off, and then they're paying you $1 per mile to get back to where you started. And I think the other strategy I was using, because I wasn't being as picky, I was finding a lot more opportunities to accept. And so I was actually building up a surplus of bonus miles from all the ones that were actually even greater than $2 a mile, I suppose. I think that's how it works out. Or I hadn't dead mile. There was less dead miling that was occurring. Like right now, I'm experiencing an excessive amount of dead miling, which is not good if you want to preserve the miles on your car. So this is probably not the right thing to do. I would say what I was doing before is still the best thing to do. The only difference I think is that I'm just having fewer deliveries, but I'm just spending a lot more time just driving back to the starting point. So it's a way that's eating up time too. So anyway, that's my 2 cents about it. All right, I'm hot and I'm tired and I'm done. So I'm putting the numbers up, and you can see how long we worked, how long I was online. You can see the active hours, and you can see how much money I made, and you can see the miles per gallon and total number of miles. And then, of course, all the stats for Uber Eats and DoorDash are below me in regards to cancellation rate, acceptance rate, completion rate, and total number of lifetime deliveries for each one of them. So I don't think I'm going to do this again. I didn't care for it just because it meant I had to work longer, and I don't think I liked working longer. So that's why I'm stopping, because I don't like it. It's 108 degrees. I'm hot, and I just want to just go home and relax and enjoy the rest of my day. So that's what I'm doing. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you again on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye for now.